Hi everyone, I'm back to speaking English, at least for this video, because I'm going to be talking about words in multiple different languages and I'm going to get way too confused if I try to do that in Spanish. Nonetheless, I would like to say thank you for all the very kind and supportive comments on my last video in which I was speaking Spanish. I was very pleasantly surprised how complimentary everyone was about my pronunciation and grammar in general. Obviously not, pretending it was perfect or anything, but generally the view of the comments seemed to be pretty positive, so thank you. And same with the Ratoncito Perez video. In this video, I'd like to talk about 3 specific words that absolutely blew my mind, and all for pretty much the same reason. The first of these was the Spanish word for to survive, which, funnily enough, I came across this word in the same story that I mentioned in my last video, the story in which the word guerreros, which, quick side tangent, as many of the comments helpfully informed me, the U in that word you don't really pronounce, because a U that comes after a G in Spanish, I gather you don't pronounce unless it has the 2 dots, which I know it's not an umlaut, but I'm going to call it an umlaut because I've forgotten what it's called in Spanish. Unless it has that U, like in the word, I think, vergüenza, you don't pronounce the U as its own sort of sound. It's just guerreros. So funnily enough, the R's were not the thing I was getting most wrong about that word. Anyway, side tangent over, back to survive. The word was sobrevivir, and I found that word incredibly cool. I gathered from context and from, I don't know, the logic of the word itself, what it meant. As in, it's got the word live in it, vivir, and then I was like, hang on, not only do I recognize the verb vivir in there, I also recognize the preposition sobre, which usually means kind of about or above. And then I was like, wait a second, the German verb to survive is überleben, which also literally means above live or over live. It's like you're sort of surviving in the sense of you're living over something, you're getting over a challenge to keep living. And then I was like, wait a minute, the English word survive is basically that in French, right? Vivre, sur. I don't speak much French, but I know sur is over or on or above, and vivre is obviously, I don't know if that's the exact verb, but it's related to the verb for living. So I was like, not only, this isn't some secret Spanish-German connection, this is all of them. It's all connected. The second example of such a sort of mind-blowing, I don't know what to call this phenomenon. It's like words that are literally each other but sound nothing alike. The second example was the word entrevista, which means interview. And I mean, I've been aware of this word for a little while, but it was only last week where I sort of broke down the syllables, or not the syllables, but the words within this compound word. I was like, hang on, entre is a preposition, and it means between, right? Or I guess inter things, And vista, if I remember rightly, can mean views. So and then I was like, wait, that's literally interview. Our word is the same, sounds nothing alike, but the component words that make up this compound are exactly the same. And the third word is bienvenidos, which I've been technically vaguely aware of for many years before I started learning Spanish. I was vaguely aware that that's the word for welcome. I think it was only when I started trying to learn the conjugation of the most common irregular verbs in Spanish, when I saw that the past participle of venir is venido, and I was like, wait, venido as in buen venido? And I was like, wait, buen as in, good, well? It's literally welcome. The English is the same. And so is the German, willkommen. And I guess so is the French, bienvenue. They're, again, the Romance versions of this word and the Germanic ones sound nothing alike, but the logic is exactly the same, and that's so cool. That's all I had to say, and I've got to go to the library now because my big lab report is due in 2 days. So I'm going to go work on that. But gracias por ver este video.